What's up guys, Duarte here with another Marvel Strike Force video, and in this video we are going to take a look at the Cosmic Lane of Dark Dimension 4 and the priority targets for you to focus on in order to beat this as fast as possible. This time we are going to use a team that is definitely not very free-to-play friendly. We are going to use the two Eternals available in the game right now, Ikaris and Sersi. We are going to use Deathpool. We are going to use Phyla-Vell, and we are going to use Kestrel. Of these characters, only Phyla-Vell is free to play or easily obtainable. But instead of these characters, so together with Phyla-Vell, you can use Thanos, you can use X-Factor, and you can use Moondragon if she will be available in the future as this video is uploaded, because I think she will be available soon. Okay, so let's get started. This is going to be a fast one because this team is quite crazy. You also have Silver Surfer. He's not free to play, but is obtainable. And in terms of the other characters, you don't have too many options. Okay, so on this first node, you'll always get a blind from Magneto. There is nothing you can do about it, but you should still finish him off to make sure that he's not giving speed up to the blob that can turn rewind you. After, you want to focus on Emma Frost, make sure that she gets that she sees the light of at the end of the tunnel a little bit sooner than later. And then you can deal with Strife. Strife is not a huge priority on this node, so don't worry too much about him. Okay, so on this second wave, you want to stun the Domino so she doesn't give dodges to the other X-Force characters. Then you want to focus your attention on X-23, and as soon as X-23 is gone, you want to focus on Doctor Strange, and eventually you want to focus on the Negasonics. Here we are doing so much damage that they got completely destroyed. Then focus on Hulk, and the two Deadpools you can just ignore them for the most part until they are the only ones left, and then you can just finish them off. Use your basics to make sure that you have all the cooldowns. Okay, so we are done for the first node. Every now and then you want to use the ultimate from Deadpool to make sure that she has as many charges as possible, since the more charges she has, the more drain she'll get. Okay, so on this wave, on the second node, there are a few characters that you have to focus on. You have the two Star-Lords and you have Vision. The Star-Lords, they give energy, they apply blinds. This is something that you want to avoid as much as possible. And Vision, he applies ability block to you, which is a very annoying ability, and he also uses his ultimate to remove positive effects from your team, which you don't want to happen because you need all those death proofs, and the Vision really likes to remove those death proofs. The death proofs grant survivability to the team thanks to the passive of Phyla-Vell, and this is why it's so important to bring Phyla-Vell to these nodes. Okay, so here I stunned Luke Cage. It's not very important, none of these characters are problematic except Hawkeye. Hawkeye is quite problematic, but it's only on his second turn when he applies blind and slow to your team. So if you feel like you can destroy Hawkeye before he has his second turn, you'll be fine. Falcon is also another character that cannot have his second turn because he will give a lot of turn meter to the entire enemy team. After, you want to focus. After you are done with the Hawkeyes and with the Falcon, you want to focus on Jessica Jones to make sure that she is not giving energy and removing the negative effects from the enemies. Then you want to focus on Killmonger. Usually Carnage is not a problem here because we don't have any minions, so that's gonna be fine. Okay, so now we have the third wave. Make sure you use your special on Falcon to try to activate the special from Ikaris, because it does additional attack in case one of the characters blocks. Okay, so we destroy everyone. Once again, you want to focus on the Hawkeyes, and now we have it's not the last wave, it's almost the last wave, but We want to focus on Vision. You also want to focus on Venom. Make sure that he is offense down or blinded, so he fails his ultimate, because you don't want that ability block. And we also don't want the heal block. The heal block you can flip into Death Proof, which is going to be useful, but the ability block is not going to be useful at all. Okay, so we have the last wave. I like to focus early on Human Torch. Then I like to go after the Visions to make sure that they don't apply ability block to us. Then we have Jessica Jones giving tons of energy to everyone, but it's not a huge deal because we are going to turn rewind the other characters. So just focus on Human Torch, the Visions, and then on the big damage, because when Jessica Jones is by herself, then there is nothing to worry about. She will just spam her special, and with the other characters around gone, you'll be fine. If you are not able to defeat the enemies right away, you should focus on Jessica Jones first to make sure that she doesn't remove the control that you apply to the enemies, like slows and offense down. Okay, so we are on the last node of the Cosmic Lane, and you want to focus as fast as possible on Doctor Strange and also on Scientist Supreme. After that, you want to focus on the Gravitons, so they don't apply slow to you, and bleeds. The bleeds will only work if Scientist Supreme is around, so you can deal with Scientist Supreme first. Then after that, after you deal with the Gravitons, you want to focus on Vision. Make sure that it doesn't remove your positive effects, and also that it doesn't apply ability block to you. So this first wave is gone. Now we have the second wave. And the second wave, we have a few problematic characters. We have a Taskmaster and we have Vulture. So once again, we are going to use the special of Icarus on whoever has deflects. Then in case Taskmaster gains positive effects, make sure you remove them and remove him as fast as possible. So Vulture, he applied the slow. Be careful with that. After we want to stop him from doing the turn rewind, we are stuck behind that taunt, so make sure you apply vulnerabilities to Crossbones to remove the taunt, and then once again pay your attention to Vulture to stop him from doing the turn rewind and applying more slows. Okay, so in this specific situation it was fine because he was the only character left and we were able to recover that before the next wave. So once again we have a Vulture, we have two Mr. Fantastics which are not going to be fun to deal with, and we have this Falcon in the middle. So you want to remove the Falcon and the Vulture. If you can stun the Vulture, that's fine. Focus on the Falcon. You don't want him to give a bunch of third meter to the Mr. Fantastics and also to the Hulks. And as soon as you are done with the Mr. Fantastics, and you should prioritize them because of their ability of removing defense up from your team and also to apply stuns to your team. So after we are done with them, just focus in one Hulk, apply offense down to one of them and focus on the other, so you can more easily do with both of them at the same time. They do big damage, so it's going to be very important to make sure that they have offense down. Okay, so we have next wave. Now we have Red Skull, Vulture, and we have a bunch of Hydra minions. Once again, you want to focus on Vulture as fast as possible, and then on the Hydra minions. Overall, these Hydra minions are not a huge problem. The problem is when this Baron Zemo spawns together with the Taskmaster. Once again, you want to focus on the Taskmaster. If you can, you want to flip the positive effects on Baron Zemo so you can focus him off. Stun one and get rid of the other. In this case, we stun Taskmaster and we got rid of Baron Zemo. We have a few negative effects on our team, so we want to slow the killing of the enemy team in order for us to don't have any negative effects when the next wave starts. So finish off the Taskmaster, make sure you remove the taunt from Crossbones. Like always, when you have a Heimdall, pay some attention to him so he doesn't apply his heal block to your team. So here we are going to apply offense down to Crossbones, so whenever he explodes, we take less damage. We use Red Skull minions for our advantage, and now we are finishing him off. There is not much to worry about from Red Skull at this point, and we are down to the last wave of the Cosmic Lane, and once again we have Taskmaster, so this time I use the ultimate from Deathpool to finish him off with one hit. Then we are going after the Human Torch, apply defense down on as many characters as possible, stun Colo Obsidian so he's just out of the way. Once again try to do the special on Falcon, so in case he blocks you will do more damage. With the Falcon on the field you want to focus on him, make sure you don't apply any negative effects to Human Torch unless you are 100% sure that you can finish him off, otherwise he will flip those negative effects into positive effects. So he flipped the defense up, the defense down into defense up, but we flipped it once again and we finish him off. So now we just have to remove these characters once again. If you are facing a Hulk, be careful, offense down, stun and everything to make sure that he does as least damage as possible. And that's gonna be it. We are done with the Cosmic Lane. Stay tuned for the next video where we'll be taking a look at the City Lane.